to the test. Tonight I'm joined by one of the Labour Party's leading campaigners for Britain to remain in the EU, the Shadow Foreign Secretary Hilary Benn. Welcome to the programme.
Good evening, Andrew.
Let's start with a quote from your leader, Jeremy Corbyn. It comes from way back in 1992, but I'm using it because it turned out that he's a bit of a prophet. This is what he said in the Commons debate about the Maastricht Treaty. You remember that was the treaty that set Europe on the road to economic and monetary union. He said that it would take away from national parliaments the power to set economic policy, hand over to an unelected set of bankers who will impose the economic policies of price stability, deflation, high unemployment throughout the European community. Jeremy Corbyn. That was 24 years ago. What bit did he get?
Didn't sound that enthusiastic about staying in. And that's because, well, he's not. For many years, Jeremy Corbyn had public doubts about the EU.
Have a European bureaucracy totally unaccountable to anybody. Powers have gone from national parliaments, they haven't gone to the European Parliament, they've gone to the Commission and to some extent to the Council of Ministers. These are quite serious matters.
Are you an enthusiastic Brexiter now?
Well, the British people have made their decision. We must respect that result, and Article 50 has to be invoked now so that we negotiate an exit from the European Union. I think a lot of the message that's come back from this is that many communities are fed up with cuts they've had, fed up with economic dislocation, and feel very angry at the way they've been betrayed and marginalised by successive governments in very poor areas of the country. And my point throughout the campaign was that we had to have an alternative to austerity. We had to have greater resources going into areas where there's been huge changes, and I strongly called for the introduction of a migrant impact fund as well as proper funding of local authorities. The results obviously are different across the country, different between densely populated urban areas and other parts of the country. We now have to try and protect the working conditions that we have in this country, and in the negotiations with the European Union try to obviously ensure there are some trade opportunities for Britain, because clearly there are some very difficult days ahead. The value of the pound has already fallen, and there will therefore be job consequences as a result of this decision.
But
we have to do everything we can to try and protect jobs and working conditions in Britain.
If you want to do everything you can to protect jobs and working conditions, why do you want an abrupt Article 50, i.e. we give you 2 years to get out, rather than what Daniel Hannan here a moment ago was suggesting, which was take it easy, go and talk to them in Europe, think about it, discuss it here, work out a strategy, and gently, gently you'll do much better than rushing headlong into Article 50.
Obviously there has to be a strategy, but the whole point of the referendum was that the public would be asked their opinion. They've given their opinion, and I think it's up to Parliament to now act upon that opinion.